Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony and I'm back again with another new figure review. This is the new Marvel 6-inch Loki, the comic version. To be honest, I don't know if they're coming out with a movie version. I haven't seen that yet, but they have a movie cap in both ways and a movie Thor, or a 6-inch cap with movie and comic and a 6-inch Thor in movie and comic, so I can only assume Loki's on his way too. This is the comic version, obviously. It's actually a pretty decent figure. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the height because he's also very tall like Nick Fury. He's just about exactly 7 inches to the top of his head. With the horns he's closer to 7.5. So he's actually fairly tall. I know Loki's supposed to be a taller figure, but he's also pretty thick too, so he's just kind of a little bit out of scale, I think. He uses the Doc Samson upper torso, well, torso altogether. I think that's the only part they reused for this guy. The legs and everything are new, but the torso is definitely Doc Samson. The head sculpt is really nice on this guy. Tons of detail in the face. You got that little detail on the helmet as well with the horns and then the ponytail. I wish the ponytail was articulated. You can't really spin it. It's just kind of glued in there, so it only goes into that one position, which is kind of a bummer. But the face is sculpted very nicely. The head is on the ball joint, but it has none of the rotation disc in there, so you can't really move it up and down at all. You can only spin it side to side, which I don't care for. I wish I could make his head look up a little bit, but you can't really do it. That's about it. Not that big of a deal, though. His arms have, let me start off. This comes off. It's sculpted really well, and it's painted too, so I like that a lot. It looks really cool. It looks pretty much like real fur, so that's a nice detail. It does come off, has a peg in his back to hold it in place, but to show you the detail in the arms and the rotation. He's got the regular ball joint in the shoulders, nice range of motion, bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, wrist rotates and has a hinge, so that's nice there. The sculpt is great. He's got lots of wrinkling on his sleeves, buckles on his wrist. His fingernails are all sculpted and painted differently with his gloves. Nice hand sculpt there. There's not too much paint on the black parts, just the gold buckles, and then there's just a tiny bit of green shading on the arms. I don't know. I think there's a tiny bit of shading on the chest as well, but it's really hard to tell if it's just shadows or actual shading. Anyway, you've got the rotation in the torso like that. Pretty good range all the way around there, so that's not bad. I like that. No waist twist, but you don't really need it because this covers it. His hips do not have the standard ball joint. They have the old style Marvel Universe where it's just the one hinge in there, and then they can swing forward as well. So there's no rotation in the thigh, unfortunately, which isn't entirely necessary, but it is the case. No joint there. Double jointed knees, so that works fine. Technically, you could get these off, these pieces of fur, if you wanted to, but they're not made to come off, so that's up to you. The foot, same articulation as the Nick Fury figure, forward and back, and then the rotation in the ankle. No rocker, no toe joint. That's about it. So that's it for the articulation. It's not bad. It's not the best. I like to leave the fur on because it makes him a little bit more imposing. He's not my favorite figure. He's kind of bland. He comes with a hand that looks like it's supposed to hold something, but he doesn't come with an accessory, so it's kind of an odd choice in my opinion. He's still probably worth getting if you're trying to build up your Thor universe. It's a nice Loki version. We haven't had a real great Loki in my opinion, so he's a good buy, I guess, but he's not the best. Like I said, the face has tons of detail. It's painted well. No paint on the ponytail or the helmet. He could have a lot more paint in places, I think, and maybe an accessory or two. Overall, I'm going to give this guy a 6.5 out of 10. He's not the best, but he's still a pretty decent figure. So, there you go. Thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for more reviews and more custom figures. And in the meantime, keep collecting.